Okay, what I'm going to propose to do at this time, that since the crosswinds are creeping up on us, I want to start the activity in motion to come out of this built-in hold. So, Payload Management and Operations Director. Yes, Launch Director. Okay, would you be in a go condition to come out of the hold with a 7-minute notice at this time? We're in a go position. We're standing by the NTD mark of 7 minutes. Okay, NTD Launch Director, why don't you start that in progress and plan on coming out of the hold as soon as you can accommodate that.
Okay, why don't we shoot for a new T0 1457 GMT. And we'll be at 6 minutes and counting at 14. That's right. We'll be at the 6-minute mark to pick up the count at 1442.
Copy.
CLS, NTD.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, well, you set new T0 1457.
Copy, 1457. CPVD, OTC.
This is TVD.
959.
Didn't work.
This is Shuttle Launch Control at T-minus 9 minutes and holding. It appears the upper level wind situation is going to allow us to proceed on with launch. We are still in the discussion stage at this time. We are getting ready to go ahead and prepare to pick up with the launch countdown at the T-minus 9 minute mark. We do need an additional 7-minute warning is what discussion has been going on between the test director and the launch director. Time is needed to run a status poll of various management, make sure that no system has any reason that they cannot proceed on with launch today. And in addition, the inertial upper stage computers are switched to the flight mode at launch minus 11 minutes. So there's another couple minutes that are needed prior to coming out of the T-minus 9 minute hold.
Go ahead. Okay, should we plan to hold at 5? No, sir.
I copy.
Minus 6 minutes.
And at this time, the mission management team is conducting a poll of the team members. This is the team is composed of NASA and contractor counterparts representing the major flight hardware elements of the space shuttle vehicle, and getting a status from them, making sure they are ready to come out of this hold at this time at T-minus 9 minutes. The new T0 time would be 9:57 a.m. Eastern Time. Mission controllers in Houston also polling the team members to get a go to pick up with the countdown.
OTC, CPVD.
Go, PVD.
We can give you 959, 960, 962, 61, and 63 are not performed.
Copy that, CM2C.
OTC, CHPD.
Go, HPD.
Okay, I can give you step 1005 now.
1005, copy.
Countdown clock will start in 4 minutes on my mark. 3, 2, 1, mark.
Launch Director, Ops Manager, 161.
Launch Director, go ahead.
Yes, sir. The mission management team is polled, and you're go to continue to count the line.
I copy. Thank you, sir. And MTD, when you're ready to come out of the hold, on your mark.
NTD copy.
JRPS, OTC.
JRPS.
Yeah, another recorder.
And we did get the go from Mission Management Team Chairman Bob Crippen, who has polled the team members and has given his final go to pick up with the launch countdown and press on toward launch today. Countdown clock will be picking up in just a couple of minutes.
CISL.
Go ahead.
SRB power up, complete.
Copy.
Count clock will pick up in 3 minutes on my mark. 2, 1, mark.
NTD Flight 212.
Go ahead, flight.
Do we have a go ahead and activate the orbiter recorders and get the MADs going?
Yes, sir, go ahead.
Okay.
ISL, you'll see MADs and orbiter recorders come up shortly.
Copy that. The countdown clock will start in 2 minutes on my mark. 3, 2, 1, mark. The countdown clock will pick up in 1 minute on my mark. 3, 2, 1, mark.
AFTD copy.
Just a few minutes away now from picking up with the countdown.
Copy.
Countdown clock entered this hold at T-minus 9 minutes at about 7:48 this morning. Standing by now momentarily to resume at T-minus 9 and counting.
1, mark.
T-minus 9 minutes and counting.
Sequence has been initiated.
And the ground launch sequencer has been initiated.
ISL.
Go ahead, ISL.
Recorders are activated, Liftoff observed.
I copy, thank you.
T-minus 8 minutes, 30 seconds.
Flight OTC, receiving transmission of SPC 10101 to 12101.
T-minus 8 minutes and counting.
And TLT OTC, configure fuel cell and essential bus torque switches.
And orbiter test conductor has
Fuel cells.
requested them to configure the fuel cells for launch.
NTD copy.
Coming up on T-minus 7 minutes, 30 seconds, and counting.
Go for OAA retract.
And we have a go for orbiter access arm retract. Arm is being retracted back into the launch configuration. This arm can be extended in just a few seconds if necessary. T-minus 7 minutes and counting. At T-minus 6 minutes, the orbiter test conductor will give pilot Blaha a go to perform the auxiliary power unit pre-start.
JRPS OTC, start the APU and hydraulic strip chart recorders.
Stop. Recorders running.
DLP, perform APU pre-start.
APU pre-start in work.
Pilot Blaha confirms he is performing the APU pre-start. He is configuring switches in the cockpit to put the APUs in the ready-to-start configuration.
OTC APU pre-start is complete.
T-minus 5 minutes, 30 seconds. Mission Control has transmitted the signal to start the flight recorders. The two recorders will collect measurements of shuttle systems performance during the flight for playback after the vehicle is in orbit. Coming up on a go for APU start at the T-minus 5 minute point. T-minus 5 minutes and counting.
DLP, perform APU start.
APU start in work.
EDR, reconfigure heaters.
Commander Coates has been asked to reconfigure the orbiter heaters for launch. T-minus 4 minutes, 30 seconds, and counting.
OTC APU start is complete.
Copy that.
Pilot Blaha reporting the APU start has been completed.
Okay, let's go for purge sequence 4.
And we have a go for purge sequence 4 on the main engines. The valves on the main engines are being opened to allow liquid hydrogen to circulate in the engine's nozzles and turbo pumps to condition the engines for starting. This conditioning takes approximately 3 minutes, and at the 1 minute point in the count, an engine ready indication will be given. T-minus 3 minutes, 30 seconds, and counting. We are now transferring to internal power and switching off the orbiter's ground support equipment power bus. At this point, Discovery is running off its onboard fuel cells.
Go for LO2 pressurization.
And we have a go for pressurization of the external tank, liquid oxygen tank. T-minus 2 minutes, 45 seconds, and counting.
DLP, clear caution
Pilot Blaha has been asked to clear the caution and warning memory, and the gaseous oxygen vent hood is now being lifted off the top of the tank and be retracted to the launch configuration. At T-minus 2 minutes, the flight crew will be instructed to close their visors.
And flight crew, this OTC, close and lock your visors, initiate your O2 flow, and have a good ride. Yeah, let's go for
T-minus 1 minute 50 seconds and counting. We've had a go for liquid hydrogen pressurization on the external tank.
Minus 1 minute 30 seconds.
1 minute 30 seconds now from the launch of Discovery and its 5-member crew. At T-minus 1 minute, the heaters on the booster joints will be deactivated.
Minus 1 minute.
Just seconds away now from liftoff of Discovery. All systems are go. Coming up on T-minus 31 seconds. We have a go for auto sequence start. Discovery's 4 redundant computers have primary control of critical vehicle functions for the remainder of the count. T-minus 20 seconds.
15 seconds.
T-minus 13, 12, 11, 10. We have a go for main engine start. 6, 5. We have main engine start. 3, 2, 1. SRB ignition and liftoff. Liftoff of STS-29 as Discovery clears the tower.
Roll program.
Roger, roll, Discovery.
Mission Control, Houston. Good roll program confirmed. Three engines now at 65%. Standing by for the go at throttle up call.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Roger, go at throttle up.
Mission Control, that call means all systems are performing well as the shuttle main engines have resumed their firing at 104% of rated thrust. Relative velocity now 2,400 feet per second. Climbing at a rate of 1,700 feet per second. Downrange distance 11 nautical miles. SRB separation, standing by for a performance call from Mission Control.
Discovery, performance nominal.
Roger, nominal performance.
That call indicates Discovery's performance was good on the first stage with the solid rocket booster performance. Now have 3 main engines up and running at 104%, 3 good fuel cells, 3 good APUs, altitude about 250,000 feet, relative velocity 5,300 feet per second.
Discovery, 2-engine Ben Guerir.
Roger, 2-engine Ben Guerir.
Discovery now can make a landing at the transatlantic abort site, Ben Guerir, should one engine fail. Still have 3 good main engines at 104%, 3 good APUs, 3 good fuel cells. Relative velocity now 6,000 feet per second, climbing at a rate of 1,100 feet per second. Discovery now passing through 300,000 feet. As all positions here in the Mission Control Center report go.
Discovery, negative return.
Roger, negative return, John.
The call indicates Discovery can no longer make a return to launch site abort. Now 146 nautical miles downrange. Relative velocity 7,800 feet per second. They've passed through 340,000 feet and they're climbing at a rate of 600 feet per second. Velocity 9,100 feet per second.
Discovery, press the ATO, select Banjul.
Press the ATO, select Banjul.
Discovery can now lose one engine and still make a nominal orbit, abort to orbit case. And if 2 engines fail, they could now make it to an alternate runway at Banjul, the Gambia. And we still show 104% on all 3 main engines.
Group Banjul, 109.
Roger, Group Banjul 109.
And you're pressed to MECO.
Roger, press the MECO.
Discovery now can achieve nominal main engine cutoff targets should she lose one engine. 3 up and running at 104%. Fuel cells producing 7.5 kilowatts. APUs at the proper temperatures and pressures and speeds. Downrange now 317 nautical miles.
Single engine Banjul, 104.
Single engine Banjul 104.
Discovery can now reach Banjul if 2 main engines should fail, and that would be at 104% power level rating for the remaining engine. However, we still have 3 good engines. Still climbing at a rate of about 70 feet per second. Downrange distance 380 nautical miles. Discovery now traveling at 15,000 feet per second.
Press, 104.
Single engine press 104.
Discovery can now reach main engine cutoff conditions with 1 engine up and running, 2 failed. We still have 104% showing on all 3 main engines. Good performance throughout the system. Downrange distance 516 nautical miles. Relative velocity 18,875 feet per second. Now now reached 3G throttling on all three main engines as expected, and we're standing by shortly for main engine cutoff. The main engine is now throttled back to 86%. Relative velocity 22,200 feet per second.
And we have a good MECO at 25.9.
Roger, MECO 25.9.
Mission Control standing by for Discovery to separate from the external tank, at which point they will perform a test objective. We've had good main engine cutoff, good ET SEP.
Discovery, we see R1U failed off. No action required. No ohms 1 required. Your go for the DTO.
Roger, go for the DTO, no ohms 1 required.
That's ohms 1 not required.
Roger, ohms 1 not required.
The R1U referred to as one of the up-firing jets on the right side of Discovery, no impact. It's one of the small verniers. Also, the ship will be doing a pitch-down maneuver so that one of the mission specialists may look out the overhead windows and photograph the external tank as it falls away from the orbiter. Now 9 minutes, 50 seconds mission elapsed time. Good ascent for Discovery. She's currently traveling at 25,840 feet per second. Downrange distance 1,095 nautical miles. With an apogee of 157 nautical miles. No ohms 1 burn will be required. There will be an orbital maneuvering system number 2 burn to circularize the orbit at approximately 160 nautical.
Discovery Houston, we're with you through Tidris.
Okay, John, read it.
I read you loud and clear.
This is Mission Control Houston. We've had our first acquisition of signal through the Tracking and Data Relay Satellite East. Discovery heading into a circular orbit about the Earth of 160 nautical miles. They've performed a DTO on the way up to photograph the external tank as it's separated from Discovery. All systems clean as a whistle, no reports in Mission Control of any systems anomalies at this point. All looks well here about 12 minutes, 14 seconds into the flight.
Discovery, you have a go for APU shutdown on time.
Roger. Go for APU shutdown on time.
Mission Control at 15 minutes mission elapsed time. All still looking very good on Discovery.
Discovery Houston, we see you've stopped your maneuver. We're wondering how the view of the tank is, and also whenever you're ready, you can give us a debris report.
Okay, stand by, John.
That debris report is a planned report from the crew on the kind of debris they saw accumulating on their windows on the way up.
Okay, John, Jim's getting some real good pictures of the tank through the overhead. We can see it pretty well, and we think we're going to get some good pictures of it here.
That's good.
And Houston Discovery.
Go ahead, Mike.
Okay, quick observation here. We saw a few things come off in first stage at about 50 seconds and make some smears on the windows. Looked kind of like the tapes, the movie tapes that Don McMonagle had showed us of the picture paper stuff coming off and hitting the windows. Of course, as soon as the SRBs came off, it left a haze over all the windows, and then the sun angle was such that on my side I couldn't see out at all. Now that we're pointed down toward the Earth, it's just beautiful. We can see a few smudges on the windows, some looks almost like bug smudges. And if you look out the side where the window, where the sun is on the angle just right, you can see that the haze is there, but it's not too bad.
We copy all that. Are most of the smudges on the two forward windows or on the side windows as well?
Okay, most of the smudges seem to be on the forward windows, 3 and 4. There's a